agradezco. Yo tomaré mi poderosa espada y con ella defenderé mi país. Me vengaré de los enemigos del bien y de todos los que odio. Señor, ayúdame a cumplir mi ansia de sangre. Así que recordamos en este santo día la triste historia de Titi Genovés. Como todos ustedes recordarán, hace mucho tiempo, casi 30 años ya, esta pobre alma gritó pidiendo ayuda, una y otra vez, pero nadie respondió a su oferta. Y entre tanta gente, nadie pudo llamar a la policía. Tan solo observaron, mientras apuñalaban a Titi a plena luz del día. Vieron cómo se marchaba su asesino. Y ahora todos debemos temer a un mal hombre. Pero hay otro tipo de maldad a la que debemos temer más. Es decir, la indiferencia de un buen. Increíble que Pablo como me entendió. ¿Cierto?
One company for, and we'll get rid of it for a second, for helping, children and blah, blah, blah. And it's a great idea that marketing is, oh yeah, and it's, you can call it whatever you want. And only to find out later that what you were doing was fronting a pedophile ring and providing all the money for that. If you once upon discovery of that, would you still support that group? And chances are, no. That's what the Legal Men Group is. It does all sorts of wonderful benevolent things in the guise, right? And of course we have people, you, me, the rest of us, the majority of people like that. Just good people, not wanting to harm anything, and they're just duped into this evil trap. And there are the innocent, and that's the biggest number here. And there are those of us that woke to this, and those that we're hoping that we didn't. And the innocent are caught in the middle. They come home, right? That's the purpose for your job. It's not to save yourself. You do that first, and doing that you save all in the process. So it's not being so hard on yourselves. The work is done, guys. It's easy enough to prove. If you want to have a look at it, you can see it very clearly. It's very easy to prove. Okay? You can prove it in hundreds upon hundreds of different ways that I've done and shown literally. Right? But you only need one to prove that there was something wrong with it. And if you 10 or 20 or whatever number of examples of how you're harming yourself by going along with this guilt by association idea of a false, dead paper world, and to whatever level you're, needing to simply be and exist within it, working to get the word out and working on yourself. That's the benevolent part. You change directions in your intent. Why some people, I say to some people, well, I've got this government thing, and so are you working for Trinity? Yeah, okay, well, then use that against it. Use what the system thinks is giving you against the system. And you're not doing it to go out and, do promos and anti-government propaganda, that nonsense, the typical anonymous type. We get even. No, it's just get the word out. Let people know what's going on. Give them a key. Give them a key to the frog. They can see for themselves. They can search for themselves. But there's not one entity in this whole world that you can look at. You can't look at square in the eyes and say, yeah, I know you're full of it. See ya. And they have to go. They have to leave. The only test you're going to get is your resolve, will you stand in it or not. I've had my tests. Plural. I've been stripped of the bone. Dragged over more coals than I'd care to imagine. And the only thing it did was give me a really good tan. It matched my nails better. At the end of it all. Got pretty ragged for a lot of us, didn't it? Got pretty hairy. Still can in some days, but not the same as it was even, half a dozen months ago, as it was half a dozen years ago. We're dealing in an entirely different reality, guys. You changed the world. You can see pivot point. Here's how to see a pivot point. Did the world change or not with the Judge Basta Sovereign video? Did the idea of what the legal world change at that moment? Yes or no? You're damn straight it did. Never looked the same since. So that changed the entire consciousness of an entire legal reality, and you're part of it. Either the motivator, the inspiration for it, to drive people like me, or like you do, literally being a part of it, and saying, that she's on to something, know if you have your friends are onto it too, and then you're on it, and you see it. You become part of the solution, no longer part of the problem. And every one of you that have added weight to this, with critical mass tipping the scales, you know how many of you it took to do that? One. We've had this for a long time, guys. For a long time. It's just coming into view now. By the way, the clouds I just wanted to get one more look before the sun went down. Just beautiful tonight. All day, it's just been a light show across the heavens. And have a look around, people like Sasso Lusick, YouTube. These are YouTube channels. Sasso Lusick, Nick Thomas, Igor's site. I'm talking about him many times. Planet 7X. Just have a look around, and it's everywhere. There are eyes and cameras around the world focused on this. It wasn't like that a year ago. There was a few people looking, but not like it is now. It's right throughout the entire consciousness. Everywhere, people are looking. And they're finally starting to see it. I just wish they wouldn't stare at the bouncing ball so much and start looking at the ballpoint pens of God's pen painting the sky with all the different colors, different thickness of light. When you start getting your eyes on, you're going to see some of the most beautiful, literal, they're like Disney drawings in the sky, perfect. And they start taking on complete form. And then when you get able to look deeper past the veil, it's all about contrast and color. If you're still stuck in the gray area, you're still not sure if it's legal or not to use a legal name area, then you won't see the color in between. You're in the color of law. That's the hue man, the one that's stuck in the gray area, the gray matter, the wormwood, the brain, the broken heart, the split left, right, Cain and Abel, the undecided broken heart that's constantly fighting with itself. It's only hanging on to each other by a thread.